Ukko, during your downtime in between your trident swinging and headbanging sessions,
as one does,
I feel like you probably are spending that time, your downtime when you're not eating or training, working on your Aslanti.
Yes, actually.
You spend your time poring over the different things that you got from Abretta, as well as, the Rosetta Stone applications that you downloaded, or, whatever you're able to find onto your data pad. But one night, strangely, as you are settling in for sleep and you're sort of like nodding off while you're reading the Aslanti, you begin hearing this faint laughter coming from a non-specific place in the cargo hold. It just seems to be like echoing through the cargo hold. So I need you to make a will save, please.
Oh, fart. Okay. 4. I rolled a natural 1.
With that natural 1, this laughter is not only coming from some nondescript place, but it is also incredibly creepy. And it doesn't have any ill effects on you other than creeping you out, but there's definitely something weird going on.
Ukko would immediately check Mishka's position with his telepathy as best he could.
Yeah, you're pretty confident that he's sleeping in his quarters, or at least he's chilling in there.
So the night of, Ukko would have just kind of walked around, creeped the hell out, like white knuckle on the white fire trident as he's like just quietly looking, and he can't place it, and he goes up and down the ship and then just goes to sleep.
And it seems to be following you through the ship for the next day or two. You just hear it faintly every once in a while.
After it's kind of lasted for a majority of a day and he's still hearing it, he's actually going to go to Nevessa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, Ukko. Have you been sleeping all right? You don't look well.
Yeah, no, I'm just fine. Hey, have you heard any, I don't know, terrifying, creepy laughter?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, well, that's good. What about, I don't know, maybe, spine-chilling chuckles?
No, are you doing okay?
As you ask if he's doing okay, you also hear just this very faint...
What about, hair-raising giggles?
Ukko. I think I hear something.
So now you make a will save, Navessa.
That's a 12.
You hear this laughter, and it sends a chill down your spine.
You heard it, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so you're supposed to be good at this stuff, right?
Yes.
What is it?
Make a mysticism check.
I will make a mysticism check. I rolled a natural 1 for a 7.
You have no idea what this could be.
I've been hearing it since about a day and a half ago. Every now and then, just when I'm laying in bed or, in between my wicked... There it is! You heard it, right?
Yes. So with that, I'm going to have her cast Telepathic Message. She raises her middle and ring finger up to her temple and just kind of extends her mind out, trying to make contact with whatever this entity is. Hello there, I'm speaking to the entity that may or may not be dwelling on this ship. Is something funny?
Again, you hear that laughter. This time it is louder as you are making this purposeful mental connection with it. It is not faint and is not echoing seemingly throughout the room. And you just hear it loudly, and then it just sort of fades away.
Should I tell Mishka? Because I want to tell Mishka, but I told you, and then you heard it, so I don't want to put Mishka in peril.
I mean, Mishka's owned the ship for the longest. It's, perhaps he might know something about this.
Okay, I'll tell Mishka.
And he just kind of looks Nevessa over real quick, and with his giant dragonkin hand, puts the same 2 fingers to his head, even though he doesn't need to, and just looks towards where Mishka would be, and Mishka would hear wobble, wobble, wobble.
Hey, buddy. Just a random question. Don't even worry about it. Have you heard any terrifying laughter, chilling giggles, spine-chilling chuckles, anything like that ever on your journeys and whatnot?
Like on the infosphere? Like on videos? Or
Sorry, here in your ship, maybe even within the past day and a half.
not that I've noticed.
Great, cool, yeah, cool. Wonderful.
Is everything okay?
Yes, I don't know if I should say it out loud, so just, you keep doing your thing, we're handling it.
Okay, let me know if you need help.
Will do, buddy. Yeah, no, he's never heard anything about it at all, ever.
I see.
Except, he said he listened to some on the infosphere, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same thing we're dealing with right now.
Well, one more thing I'd like to try. Cooper.
Aye. What can I do for you?
Are you able to scan our vessel for any life forms?
Aye. One moment.
And you hear some beeping and booping, and he says,
Yar. No so strange life forms aboard the ship, other than the three of you.
What, Cooper, what about,
And he kind of whispers quietly,
not life forms?
I apologize, Ukko. My sensors are not equipped to search for not life forms.
Damn.
Are you able to search for any kind of electromagnetic disturbances or
Ghosts,
any sort of just irregularities?
specters.
I can search within my own systems, but cannot search the ship with my current equipment aboard.
So you're saying there is equipment to search for specters, ghosts, or whatever she said?
Oh yes, of course.
Cooper,
Aye, Ukko.
has there ever been, like, I don't know, a giggly person on this ship? Maybe creepy laughter person?
Not to my knowledge.
What are we gonna do, Navessa? We're at a dead end.
I was able to make at least somewhat of a psychic connection with it, but it wasn't really interested in speaking with me directly. It just kept giggling.
Maybe you need to laugh harder. When I first heard it, it seemed like it was coming from the cargo hold. But then I kept hearing it everywhere, so I don't know. I was in bed reading. Actually reading.
as you're
not
saying
looking at
this,
anything.
the comm unit that you have on your person sparks and, like, blows a fuse on your hip, Ukko.
Well, Ukko, it made contact with you first and seems to be interacting with you. Perhaps it's trying to communicate with you. Try reaching out to it. Try speaking to it. See what it wants.
Okay. Come on.
and Ukko will head to the cargo bay, gripping his white-fire trident. And once he gets in there and kind of spreads out a bit rather than hunking down and stuff.
Hello, giggling voice. Have I wronged you? Are you there? Who are you?
There's no response.
I hear nothing.
I guess I'm still just trying to kind of keep an eye out for just anything out of the ordinary, like listening, both physically and psychically, if I can.
There's nothing. Whatever it was seems to not be there.
After we're both kind of sitting in silence awkwardly, Ukko's going to reach down to his communicator, his comm, and look it over if it's damaged or see if he can turn it on or, like if anything comes from that.
So you do turn it on, and the screen sort of like glitches, like artifacty glitches, and you see for a second what looks like a very large grin on the screen, and then it flashes away, and it is just your normal comm unit.
Nevessah.
Yes?
Nevessah. There was a grin. It was smiling. My communicator was smiling at me. Should I smite it?
Let me see that.
He hands it over.
Make a computers check, Navessa.
I'm gonna get my little computer idle thingy.
Okay.
Nope, I got another natural 20, never mind.
Wow. You take the comm unit with that natural 20, you give it a once-over, and judging by the giggling and Ukko telling you that there was a grin on the screen, it clicks in your brain. You're like, oh, This has to be a glitch gremlin,
Ah.
which is a little fairly innocuous creature that will get into electronics and just kind of cause mischief.
But they're not supernatural in any sort of way. That's more.
Is it a living thing?
Yeah, could I follow this up with like a life science or something to see what I know about those little critters?
You can make a life science check or a mysticism check as well if you want.
Well, my mysticism is better. 10 though.
You know that they are fey creatures, but beyond that, you've never really had direct experience with one. You know that they are mischievous little gremlins and that they love just messing with people, but typically, aside from potentially destroying electronics, they are generally harmless.
I've got some good news for you, Ukko. It's not a ghost. Your comm unit has a glitch gremlin. They're fairly innocuous. It may or may not potentially damage your comm unit. If you can't purge the unit of this little troublemaker, you may want to consider getting a new one. As far as how to deal with it, I can't say I rightly know.
So it's in my comm unit.
Yes.
Can I fight it or should I try to... Hold on, give me that.
And he quickly reaches over and grabs his comm, and he's like holding it to his face, and he says,
Alright, you, listen here. I'm willing to face you in one-to-one combat, or we can try to work this out peacefully. Perhaps come to some sort of agreement, though I would prefer smiting you.
The comm unit sparks and explodes with a small little puff of smoke and a little bit of fire as your comm unit just sizzles and dies. And you hear,
Coward! And he just yeets the comm.
yeah, the comm unit just like smashes against the hull of the cargo bay, and you see like a shimmer in the air where it broke, and you think you see like a little tiny humanoid creature sort of slink off and disappears.
Is there a chance Ukko could try to just swing? Is it within 15 feet that he quickly can swing his trident he's had ready since fear?
I mean, you're big enough that I'm going to say it probably is only a couple steps for you to get across the cargo bay where you threw it, so sure, go ahead and try to hit it if you want.
Yeah, he throws it and he sees that flash and he just charges and swings. That's going to be an 11 to hit.
Okay. You see the shimmer in the air of this humanoid figure that sort of disappears into nothingness, and you just stab where you think it's going to be. Suddenly, fading into existence is a small, yellow, pointy-eared creature with like a monitor for eyes and a big, toothy grin, and the grin goes slack as the creature just falls limp on the end of your trident.
Oh, shit! So Ukko just kind of brings his trident back closer and looks at it, showing it to Navessa, and goes, "Problem solved."
Your comm unit is still busted as hell.
Oh yeah, no, he does not have a comm unit at this moment.
Yeah, I think Nevessa goes over and just kind of like collects the comm unit and just, I can see what I can do about maybe trying to patch this up for you, but at least you can communicate with Mishka now.
Yes, I would appreciate that. Thanks.
If you want more Dice Versa, check us out at patreon.com/diceversa. We release bonus content for every episode, like deleted scenes and episode commentary. You can also join our growing community by joining the Dice Versa Discord server. Find the link in the video description.